Thomas, congratulations.
Thank you.
35 major trophies. How does it feel to reach this accomplishment and then do so with the Vancouver Whitecaps?
Yeah, today I feel more about winning the Canadian Championship and not my personal collection of trophies. It's a nice number, but in the end it's the feeling with the boys, with the crowds, what I'm looking for and what's enjoyable for me. And today is a good day for us, for the Whitecaps. We won a final. I know we were the clear favorites before this game, but we took it serious from the beginning, and I think in the end a well-deserved win. And as I told you before the game, it's more about our process, and was another good step in a decisive game. But at the moment, I just want to keep it short and go back to the boys to celebrate it.
So, Thomas, winning this tournament gets the club into next year's CONCACAF Champions Cup as well. It's a chance to repeat what we did this year, go further. How important was that tournament being on the horizon to you coming to the club? How much are you looking forward to that experience?
To be honest, I didn't get a feeling for it because I think it was in the end of May, right? So it was not in my horizon. I was looking more for the future and for how good this team is to compete for the playoffs and for the MLS Cup and for all what's upcoming, and not what was in the past. But I talked with Jesper about it, about this really good first part of the season, or maybe the first half. Then I think they struggled a little bit after this period, also with some injuries, and now we're back on top, or back in a very good period. But they told me about this journey to the final, and it felt really good for the team. They had a really good run as well. So I'm happy that I'm able to join this competition next year.
I guess just Thomas, to that point, obviously it's been such a long season for the guys. Like, they started January, we're now here October. Just how could you feel maybe how just important it was to get this reward, to have this feeling? Because you obviously got a few big months still ahead to maybe jumpstart this.
I know, but for every football player or soccer player, you have long seasons. For every employee, you have a long year. We all have some days off and some working days, and we enjoy both, or I do enjoy both. Maybe more the game days I enjoy the most. So I enjoy to have a long season, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm playing football to play, and not to laying on the beach. So that's not the topic, but I think it's very good to get this winning feeling, to confirm that we are able to not to win trophies, but to sustain in tough moments. I know maybe the Canadian Championship, we won it now 4 years in a row, and you also play against teams. They are in lower leagues or in the first league in Canada, but it's maybe below the MLS. But you still have to finish the job. And that's always a good feeling if you confirm that for yourself and with your teammates, and you figure this out how to do it, and I hope that gives us in this last part and last chapter of this season this feeling together to get also something bigger. I don't know too much about the last couple of years, but I think I heard first playoff round was always last stage. So we want to go further, and then we will see. But that's our goal.
Philipp Schmidt von Sport 1, Thomas, Glückwunsch zum Titel.
Danke.
Zahl 35, du hast auf Englisch schon gesagt, was geht dir durch den Kopf, wenn du die Zahl hörst und bedenkst, dass es vor dir noch keiner geschafft hat, kein Deutscher?
Ja, es ist natürlich eine schöne Zahl, und es ist, wenn man drauf schaut, ein ganz angenehmes Gefühl, dass man derjenige ist, der diese Zahl vielleicht da auf dem Konto hat, aber ich habe ja auch heute früh schon gewusst, dass ich bei 34 stehe und die Chance habe auf, also es ist jetzt nichts Großartiges passiert, außer dass wir heute unsere Mission geschafft haben, hier den Titel zu holen. Und wir waren eben auch der ganz klare Favorit. Und es ging in meiner Karriere nie darum, ein Titelsammler zu werden, des Titelsammels wegen, sondern ich wollte natürlich immer meine interne und externe Competition gewinnen. Und ich habe das sehr lange bei Bayern geschafft. Ich habe anfangs meiner Karriere oft gesagt, wenn ich in 10 Jahren oder Anfang 30 immer noch bei Bayern spiele, dann bedeutet es, dass ich mich in diesem Haifischbecken quasi behaupten konnte. Und daran habe ich täglich gearbeitet und mich täglich probiert. Und wenn ich jetzt zurückschaue, dann kann ich sagen, ich habe es geschafft. Da durchzuhalten, mich durchzubeißen, immer wieder, auch wenn es natürlich immer mal wieder auch einen Down gibt, wieder aufzustehen und seine Qualitäten dann unter Beweis zu stellen. Und das ist am Ende jetzt nur eine schöne Nummer, eine schöne Zahl, aber eigentlich ist es nicht das, wofür ich spiele. Ich spiele für die Emotionen auf dem Platz. Aber ich bleibe natürlich dran, also es dürfen ruhig noch ein paar mehr werden.
Wie schwierig fällt es dir, den Titel jetzt auf die Schnelle einzuordnen, bei all dem, was schon passiert ist in den letzten 20 Jahren? Brauchst du dafür noch ein paar Tage?
Nee, und ich brauche ihn auch gar nicht einordnen, ehrlich gesagt. Es ist ein tolles Erlebnis mit den Jungs. Wir qualifizieren uns damit eben für die Champions League nächstes Jahr. Es ist ein wichtiger Step jetzt unter der Woche. Wir haben eben unsere Mission erfüllt und jetzt werden wir tatsächlich ein bisschen feiern. Am Ende machen wir es auch ein bisschen für die Titel. Die Fans, die freuen sich natürlich, dass wir unter Beweis gestellt haben, dass Vancouver und die Whitecaps einfach auch die beste Mannschaft in Kanada sind. Und das wollen wir weiter jeden Tag unter Beweis stellen. Und ja, da sind wir happy drüber und dann geht es auch schon Richtung Sonntag wieder. Danke. Thank you. Thank you.
Jesper, this is the club's 4th cup in a row, but your first. How does it feel?
No, it feels great. Of course, it's for me. It's my first, as you say, and I haven't been part of the first 3, but a lot of players have been, and a lot of members of the staff, and I want to congratulate them because it's not easy. It's a big feat for the club, and it's going down in history now as the first team and club to do it. So. Congratulations to everybody who's been here, and also the guys who's not here anymore, who's done an amazing job to get the club to where the club is now. And I think it's we can talk about a lot of stuff that we should win. Also a game like this against Vancouver FC, and of course we were huge favorites, but it's never easy. No matter how much you talk about it, you have to do it, and I think it was great that the players were able to do it today.
Talk to us about the first 10 minutes. Ali was saying out on the field that there was a real emphasis on coming out strong and not letting VFC set the tone. Talk to us about what you saw out of your team in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I saw a very aggressive, well-playing, very confident, but also a team that really wanted to make sure that we used all the minutes to secure that we didn't miss out on anything in this game. I think it's very important that when we play a game like this, you have to use all the minutes you have to try and be better, and then hopefully over time over the course of the game we will be, and I think that we showed that from the start, and we had very good flow. I think we had some opportunities even more so than the couple we scored upon, and I think that the players really were aggressive. We also talked about if we scored a goal, we would be very, very aggressive directly afterwards, because maybe they would be shaken a little bit. So I think the players did exactly what we talked about, and also executed very well.
Jesper, just how great was it to watch Ryan come off the bench and not score a goal after so many months away?
No, it was really a great moment to see him score, but it was nice. For me, it was great, from the supporters when he came on the pitch, because it's been such a tough year for Ryan. He hasn't played for 7 months, And sometimes you know that you have an injury where you have a timeline where you can say it's going to take this amount of time, then we rehab, and then we build you up towards this. And we haven't really been able to do this with the injury Ryan has had. And ever since he came, he has lifted the level of the team, and also helped the club get to where it is now. So I think I'm just so happy for him and for everybody, and I'm very, very happy for the supporters, because he really deserves to be celebrated of all he's done, and it's so nice to have him back on the pitch.
Jesper, you put a very strong lineup out tonight. I think a few folk were surprised that it was almost full strength for who was available for you. Did you ever cross your mind to not do that and to kind of have an eye to Sunday's game, or was this always like the main priority right now?
No, I think it would be disrespectful to do anything else towards Vancouver FC, honestly, and I think it would be disrespectful to the team not to say that this is a very important game, and we don't want to say afterwards we should have done this and we should have done that. No, we put a team up where we had the feeling that we were strong from the start. We also had a bench where we had the feeling that we would be strong in the end. So that was definitely the idea behind. We have put a lot of lineups up throughout the season, and most of them has been very strong. So it's not that we have just 11 players. We have plenty to choose from, even though we have also some injuries. But but I think it was go out there and make sure that we win this one, because it's important for everybody, and the alternative would not be good.
It's a nice headache to have, but you've got so many strong wing options now. I thought Ali Ahmed was phenomenal tonight, especially in the first half. Going down the stretch, do you still hope to just rotate the guys in or out, or as we get now into kind of the business end, is it going to be a kind of set first team that you're hoping to go with?
It's difficult we have a lot of options, and some options are good for some things and some other players are good for other things. If we have a very open game where the pitch opens up and stuff, we know that Jaden is very efficient, can get out and run. That will not be the case in this game, where it will probably be on tighter spaces. We have Kenji coming in and working himself into the team now. We have Rios and now Brian, unfortunately, is out for a little while, but we have a lot of options, and goalie, we keep work in the right direction. So we have a lot of options. I cannot say that we have this and this will be the best lineup. We saw Jeevan play a very strong game the other day in Seattle. Ralph also as a centre back, and we'll have centre backs coming back. So I think it's a good thing that we have got a lot of opportunities and that will hopefully keep the players fresh and also sharp. And we'll probably not rotate 5-6 players every time, but we will see what we have and how we can make the best possible lineup for what we have in front of us.
Yep, sounds good. Jesper, obviously we knew this was a special one for Thomas with the 35. I mean, we know how much of a winner it is, but just how nice is it as a coach to just see it in action, where in a game like today, the way he was leading the team in the first half, making things happen, just does it kind of remind you of what he can bring to the table in the next few months and going forward?
Yes, it's of course it's unbelievable number, and it's unbelievable for a player to have had that kind of success and won what he has won. But everybody can see that he doesn't want to slow down. He's not here for create a new and a relaxed life for himself. He's here for playing and here for trying to win and try to bring championships to a club in Vancouver, and that's who he is. And he can play anyway else, I think, than what he did in the first half. He's so engaged into everything. He wants to, he wants to make sure that everybody is focused and on top of things, and also drives himself forward together with his teammates. So I think that's why he has the number of trophies he has now, and that's why he's always been chosen when the coach has looked in the squad, and then they've chosen him because they know that he will not only bring something himself, but he will also make sure that the people around him, is focused and clear on the assignment right ahead of them. So yeah, it's the personality and the player he is, and I don't think that he has any intentions to stop right away. So I think it's great that he will keep driving and pushing himself and his teammates forward as well.
So Marty, a really good performance from your team in the end. I mean, you went into this, I don't think anyone really gave you much of a chance, but you kept it close, you never lay down, and you fought to the very end.
Yeah, I mean, I'm extremely proud of the guys. You know, we knew we were going to have to deal with the pace of the game early and get to grips with it, because it's not what we see in our league right now, that they close you down so fast. And sometimes you have a pass and you think you get a bit of time, you don't. Even in midfield, Kubas and Berhalter they're right on you, and we had to get to grips with that quicker. And they were able to take advantage early, and I thought it took us 15, 20 minutes to get into the game. After that, I thought we were quite good. They still had chances, but a couple half chances, scored 2 goals. I'm really proud of the group and that they never gave up. You know, like, it's so easy in a game like that. You go down 2-0, 10 minutes, and going, just kind of go, oh, they're too good or what have you. And but the guys never gave up. We pressed them in moments. We had a couple turnovers. We were just close to maybe having a good counter. So it was there was a lot of good moments, and we can hold our heads high. And we were beat by a better team on the day.
When you draw up your plans the night before or days before for games like this, was going down early to a couple of goals, was that one of the kind of options that you looked at as to how to address that, and how did you address that on the pitch?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a worry that you get punched early, and obviously we did. And I changed the shape a little bit. I dropped Mosquito lower just to compact the midfield a bit more, and leave Hugo by himself up front just to hopefully just clog some holes, and it worked. To be fair, I think they created less towards the end of the half, and we stuck with the shape in the second half, and I thought it was a good shape. I thought, obviously the speed of their ball movement and some of their runs off the ball is top level. They've got a lot of internationals in their squad, players that have played at the highest level. So it was great to see. Even Muller's movement in the first half, it just, some guys are spinning tops a little bit. Ahmed, just the way he plays and goes off the ball. If you don't turn with your runner and you get caught ball watching, you're done. And I thought he was phenomenal today as well. So, proud of our guys for sticking in there. And I think it was a great experience for them and a great learning experience for them.
Martin, just thoughts on your 2 goal scorers. One with all the experience, having played for the Whitecaps. One much younger, but experienced in the Whitecaps system. Just thoughts on what they were able to do. Looked really sharp at times, not just with the goals, but just some of the creative play they were able to, when you guys had those opportunities. Yeah,
I thought Ball was really good today. He won a couple free kicks where he was almost gone, and he was good in possession. He was lively, he pressed well. He's an extremely talented young player, and had a goal and an assist today, which was it's just phenomenal. And he's really upset after the game. He's a winner. He wants to win, and it's tough to take, right? You get this opportunity, and it's tough for guys when you see a trophy there and you don't quite get there. But Nico is great for our group. He's a fantastic pro, great human being. He's just great around our group, and I thought he was up and down a little bit through the game, but he really came to life in the second half, I thought, and and really settled us down in moments. And it was nice to see him get a goal at the end, and thought it was a good moment to take him off and just recognize the work he's done, and being a former player of this club, played over 100 games, I believe, in the first team. So I thought it was a good performance by him, and it's great to see him come back here and score a goal.
And then there's been a lot of chat about the last couple of weeks. This is kind of was the season for the Eagles in a way. Everything led up to this, but you had a pretty good performance against a top club in MLS. There's still some matches left in the CPL season. How do you take the energy from tonight and kind of reset the focus to just get as much as you can out of the rest of this year?
Yeah, I mean, it might be a little bit tough this week just because it's like Saturday's our third game in 6 days, so it's a real short week for us. We do a game every 3 days, so We'll have to look at freshening up the squad for Saturday, obviously. But, I think, we got to still come and bring energy and play hard. And we got a lot of young players that are going to get chances, and they got to prove themselves. And, they're all playing for contracts, for a future, you never know who's watching the game. So they're going to have to come and play. And we'll just have to, we've got a few good senior players that'll keep them going and keep them on track. So we just have to have the right mix and play with energy for the rest of the way. And this group, since I've come, have done that. They've played with energy, and I expect nothing less for the last 3 games of the season.
You talked about how Ba was really upset after the game and how you've got a lot of young players. What do you say to them after a game like this? Maybe not tonight, but maybe tomorrow or later in the week.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything's positive. There was, they scored 4 goals, which is never great, but that never say die attitude. We played some good stuff at times, and they hung in there and they battled. They didn't give up, and scored 2 goals against a quality team. There's MLS teams that come here and lose 7-0. So, but saying that, it's just I think I'm just proud of them, their effort, and I thought it was a good showing for our club and for our players.
Just to kind of follow up on with Ba, just obviously he's a U21 Canadian. You got a few of those in your squad. Just how special of an occasion is something like this, where it's a final, people are watching, it's on national television, big crowd, and just the way someone like Ba stepped up to that. Like how important can that be for a young guy's career?
Yeah, I think it'd be really important. I think he was fantastic. I think he's one that could play at a higher level. Yeah, does he still need to improve? Absolutely, they all do. But I think he has the tools, the mentality to put another level. I thought Emmerich Fotzen came in and did well as a 18, just turned 18 last week, as an 18-year-old. He's a really talented player. Tyler, the 21-year-old, has been out for a year with an ACL, came in, did really well at left back second half. Mateo Campagna is 21, had a great game. It's, we're a really young team. Hugo up front, 21. It's a lot of young players that I thought gave a good account of themselves, and should be really proud of what they did. And but it's great for them to see what the next level is and what the pace of the game is, and what what they got to get to, and who they're aspiring to be players on the Whitecaps and play at that level. So I thought it was a great all-around day for them, great experience, and I really for such a young team putting out to only lose 4-2 to a top side. I think they can be really proud of themselves.
To that point, how important of a turning point could it be? Because obviously it's year 3 as a club. Usually that's pretty pivotal, timeline for a lot of teams. You kind of get that experience. Just heading into year 4 next year, do you feel like this could be a big boost for the club as a whole?
Yeah, I think so. I think we got a great group of young players. We got some good senior heads, and it's just managing the squad now, keeping as many as you can. But obviously at our level, if we sell them, great for them and great for us, and then we have to find the next one and bring them along. So, and that's just the nature of the beast. But we're giving a lot of young players a chance to play and improve and prove themselves. So I love that, and I love watching them improve and helping them improve. They're sponges, and I've really enjoyed the last 2.5 months or whatever it's been to watch some of these young players get better and improve, and it's exciting. So we just got to manage the squad well in the off season, and this squad I think can contend in the league, but still help young talent grow.
Marty, with that in saying, there's a real strong possibility that this club of yours is going to find itself in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, which could be another, particularly at the front end of next year, be something that could be of another great experience for this young group. That's in some ways could be an ultimate reward for the really good run that they had in this competition, which you obviously were able to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing if that happens. I haven't concentrated on the ins and outs. I'm just concentrating on the team and results. But if we got in the Champions Cup, it would be unbelievable for the club, for the players, and we'll see what happens. And it'll probably help us, get some talent into the group as well, and even grow the club even more.
Martin, this was the first edition of the 604 Portman Bridge TransLink Derby. Do you feel like the intensity level that it matched the build-up between these two Metro Vancouver rivals?
Yeah, I thought it was an intense match. You know, they came out and they tried to play at a high tempo, and it stunned us, as I said, for 20 minutes. So I thought it was really good. I think our players didn't back down. You know, I think it was a physical game, but not chippy or dirty at all, in my opinion. I thought it was, you know, it was a really good account of a top level soccer game. And it's great to see two teams in Vancouver doing that together and against each other. I thought it's fantastic for soccer in this community, and you know, it was just a great evening, a great event, and fantastic to have such a big crowd. You know, our players don't get to play in front of crowds like that very often, so it's a great experience all around for them. And you know, on the end of the day, we were beat by the best team in Canada. It's plain and simple.